It's difficult to find quality sci-fi horror that feels refreshing and it does things in a way that you feel engaged, scared, and want to find out what's going to happen next. And I honestly suggest you should check out the Russian film Sputnik. Sputnik is set at the end of the space exploration era where a Russian spacecraft gets invaded by an entity in space. The cosmonaut brings the entity back to Earth, or so we think, and a behavioral psychologist is recruited to go to a secret base to try to figure out what's happening and perhaps how to save the day. I would not like to spoil the entire plot for you, and to be honest, this is not something crazy new. However, it's done in such a cool, dark, bizarre, and at the same time refreshing way. You feel that you're watching almost like an alien mix with a psychological thriller. The acting is fantastic. The effects are clear, sharp, and believable. And when you see the monster, which is not shown a lot at the beginning, you realize you're watching a high quality film that is such high quality that Hollywood today wants to do an American remake. And I honestly feel that it's not necessary. This film is strong enough on its own to be, the original piece that you should check out without seeing what's Hollywood gonna do with it. Horror sci-fi films always try to cram in a theme or something that they are discussing on a secondary layer, and I feel that this film is not only about the monster, but also about who do you trust and what is the right thing to do in a situation that is seemingly unwinnable. And I love the way this film approaches the power that the government has on the scientist that's investigating this particular situation, as well as the scientists trying to figure out how much they want to get involved. And it's beautiful because it creates this interesting dynamic between the cosmonaut and the scientists that are somewhat working together in order to solve the issue at hand, which is what do you do with the monster? The dynamic is very interesting and I love it because it's not working exactly like a romance or a courtship, but at the same time you can see how much the scientist, the behavioral scientist, and the cosmonaut respect each other, and the way people behave is somewhat stoic because this is obviously a militarized government operation, but at the same time people are saying, hey, I don't buy your bull, you need to be honest with me. And that lack of honesty, like always, is what brings people into trouble. Sputnik is beautifully shot and well directed. You can see homages to classic horrors and fantastic sci-fi films that we have seen before. It is somewhat similar to Life, which recently came out and I loved it, and has homages to Alien, but at the same time, as I mentioned at the beginning of my review, it has tiny pieces of psychological thrillers, and I feel that is its strength because it combines horror sci-fi and psychological thrillers. The interesting part is because of the color palette and because of the way this movie is shot, you honestly feel that you're watching an older film, and it's a strength for this. It's gorgeous, and even though there are subtitles, the film is in Russian, you would not notice after a couple of minutes. It's so immersive and well done. The acting is superb, and you think you'll require some subtlety to sell the horror and the elements of not only being confined by the situation, but also being afraid for your own safety and not knowing what's the right thing to do. The actors sell it absolutely. The effects are top-notch. The soundtrack is unobtrusive and really accentuates the moments of horror, and it's psychological horror that keeps drilling into your head until a beautiful climax at the end. You are just gonna have a fantastic time with quality acting, superb effects, great plot, deep intrigue, some very interesting themes. Sputnik is an outstanding action horror and sci-fi thriller that you will enjoy. And to be honest, the remake that's coming up perhaps is gonna surprise me as well, because this movie definitely did. I wonder, what is your favorite sci-fi horror film that also can be considered as a psychological thriller? I am excited to read your comments below. I'm Jin from Get Me More, and you know where to find me. Thank you for watching.